Alright, race fans, mid-season championships at Skagit Speedway. We're going to be bringing you 3 scrambles and 3 A feature races. We're starting off with the Sportsman Scramble. And they hit the chalk, they get the green flag, and we're flying. The scrambles will set up these starting positions for your top 8 competitors in the A main. And making good off the pole is going to be the 22X of Trevor Cook. And Corey Swatzina in that white-red number 2 car and the 79K of Kelsey Carpenter. They're going to go at it for that second spot. Steve Parker currently runs in the 4th spot as we watch Kelsey Carpenter in the 79K trying to get around Corey Swatzina, and Corey Swatzina is not having any of it. Meanwhile, Bailey Jean in that 14 car shows a bit of a challenge to Steve Parker. However, Steve manages to break away from Bailey. Meanwhile, that fight for the second position continues as Kelsey Carpenter continues to harass Corey Swatzina. And Corey Swatzina doing a good job of keeping Kelsey Carpenter at bay. This one's going to end up with the 22X of Trevor Cook winning it. In the second spot, it will be the 2 car of Corey Swatzina. In the 3rd spot, it will be the 79K of Kelsey Carpenter. In the 4th spot, the 23P of Steve Parker. In the 5th spot, the 14B of Bailey Jean. The 22 of Devin Barnes in the 6th spot. Michael Bollinger in the 73 in the 7th spot. And Jake Hessel in the 44 in the 8th spot. And here we go with your scramble for your modifieds. There's going to be 6 competitors in the scramble. They hit the chalk and we're underway. We are racing in the scramble for your modifieds. Craig Moore doing battle with the 8W of Rick Smith for that in the top spot. Smith gaining the advantage, the initial advantage. Craig Moore, however, looks to get underneath, going into turns 1 and 2. And we've got a car, the 151 of Adam Holtrup, who manages to find the inside rail on the front stretch. So he's going to be pushed off. He goes back to the pits. So we're down to 5 cars, and we're going to restart this with your leader, Rick Smith, at point. And the field tries to make it 3 wide, 4 wide. They're trying to push 4 wide coming out of turn 2. Jeff Blatton continues to hold that second spot, and all of a sudden your leader, 8W Rick Smith, big puff of smoke, not sure what caused that, but he pulled it off and goes into the infield. So we continue to race, and now the 7K of Kevin Smith, brother to Rick Smith, they're the 2 Smith brothers. He manages to get by Craig Moore into that first spot, and we have another caution. Not sure exactly what caused that, but it puts Craig Moore back on point as the caution came out before the lap was completed. And so Rick Smith goes back to that second spot. Excuse me, Kevin Smith in the 7K, he goes back to the second spot. Jeff Blatton is running in the 3rd spot. Mel Decker is currently running in the 4th spot. Now, this time on the outside, Kevin Smith goes around Craig Moore to regain the point. And this one's going to end up with the 7K of Kevin Smith winning it, the 51M of Craig Moore in the second spot, the 25 of Jeff Blanton in the third spot, the 22M of Mel Decker in the fourth spot, the 8W of Rick Smith in the fifth spot, and the 151 of Adam Holtrup rounding out your scramble field in the sixth spot. For your 360s, 8 competitors in the scramble. Once again, the scrambles determine the starting position of the A feature race. They get the green flag. We're racing. Everybody into turns 1 and 2 cleanly. Down the backstretch we go. Look at the 8R car of Chance Crum as he went down the backstretch. And we get a car that gets it high, gets it up a little bit into the wall. That's the 29W of Steve James. Meanwhile, up front, it's the 59 of Eric Fisher, who's on the point, followed in the second spot by the 33 of Colton Heath. In the third spot, the 96 of Craig Hamilton. And after just about 3 laps, the field was kind of, well, not kind of, they've sorted themselves out. And this one is going to end up just the way they're running right now, with the 59 of Eric Fisher winning, the 33 of Colton Heath in the second spot, the 96 of Craig Hamilton in the third spot, the 8P of Jared Peterson, he will be in the fourth spot. Bud Ash in the 57 ends in the fifth spot. The 17 of Cam Smith in the sixth spot. In the seventh spot, the 8R of Chance Crum. And rounding out the scramble field, the 29W of Steve James. And here we go with your Sportsman's A feature race for your mid-season championships. And that's Corey Swatzina on the outside with the 22X of Trevor Cook on the pole. They get the chalk, they get the flag, and we are racing. Strong field of competitors, 21, 22 cars filling out the field. As you can tell by the sun, it's late afternoon. The sun is setting in the west, and we're filming in that direction. And the cars are 2 and 3 wide. Right now, everybody behaving, though, getting through turns 1 and 2. And just as I say that, we've got a car that goes up high in turn 3. And that's the 10 car of Zach Keefe bringing out the first caution. A huge crowd for the mid-season championships. So, you know, you can take a look at the crowd right there, and you can tell that sprint car racing is alive and well. Couldn't resist that. Sprint car racing, best show on dirt. And we're back to live racing. They got the green. And Kelsey Carpenter in the 79K, he's on the point. As we watch the 14 car of Bailey Jean as she's hustling that car right now. I think she's like in the third position. Fourth position. I can count cars, 1, 2, 3, 4. And she's trying to catch the 2 car. Corey Swatzina as we get the 54 car. up against the fence. That's Joe Lyon. And on the restart, here we go again. Back to racing. Bailey Jean and Swatzina going at it. Now Bailey, Swatzina hits a hole or bounces that car through out of turn 4. And it's same thing again. I'm wondering if that suspension maybe hasn't broken, or he's got suspension problems the way that car is rebounding all over the track. And hopefully our camera will come back into focus, and it does. So Swatzina coming out of 4, so we got another car that goes up high in turn 2. So right now some of the cars are doing a rodeo show in turns 4 and going into turn 1. We got another car that slows down on the front stretch, brings out another caution. And we'll see if we can make that. Oh, that looks like, yeah, that's Bill Root in the 33 car. He has come to a complete stop on the front stretch. As we take a look at Bill's car. And so Trevor Cook got by Kelsey Carpenter, and Trevor Cook is now on the point, being followed by Kelsey Carpenter. As we watch the field go into turns 1 and out of 2. Kelsey Carpenter, he's hustling that car, and we've got Bailey Jean, she's running strongly as she's currently in the 3rd spot. Trevor Cook up front. There's a shot of Kelsey Carpenter in the 79 car. That car, by the way, the 79 car, is owned by Bill Root, the 33 car that went dead. Well, there's Bill. He got it restarted, but he's got problems with that car. He doesn't want to go. Meanwhile, up front, the partner car driven by Kelsey Carpenter is in a real good race for that front spot as he is trying to get down underneath Trevor Cook, and he pulls it off. Kelsey Carpenter, now your new leader, as Steve Parker is putting pressure on Bailey Jean for that 3rd spot, and into the picture comes the 44 car of Jake Helsel. So we've got racing action all over the track, and now your leaders have begun to catch the trailers, and Kelsey Carpenter hammered down. He's beginning to gap your 2nd place car, Trevor Cook. Meanwhile, still continuing to have a good fight, 3rd, 4th, and 5th positions with Jake Helsel. Jamie Barnes is moving into the picture in the 06J, and Bailey Jean continues to be in that hunt, in that fight. Steve Parker dropping back now a bit. As we watch your leader, Kelsey Carpenter, he's in heavy traffic. Trevor Cook being able to close in a little bit. And Bailey Jean continues to hang on to that 3rd spot. She's gapped the others, fighting for that 4th, 5th, and 6th spot a bit. And that was incorrect because Jamie Barnes is not. I misspoke on Jamie Barnes. We've got a car that's coming down to a stop. The 06 car. I'm a bit confused. Maybe we got 2 06 cars here. Anyway, up front, it continues to be Kelsey Carpenter in the 79 2K, being chased by the 22X of Trevor Cook. Bailey Jean continues to hustle that car and hangs on to the 3rd spot. Shot of your leader, Kelsey Carpenter. Kelsey Carpenter is the only driver at Skagit to win every single class of sprint cars as the champion of the series at the track. He's the Skagit champion for the 410, Skagit champion for 360 sprint cars, Skagit champion for the sportsmen. So He's quite a shoe, and everybody enjoys watching Kelsey race. He's a heck of a nice guy too. Always has time for you in the pits. He'll sit down, chat with you. It's always nice. Now we see the 06 of Jamie Barnes. Jamie Barnes now is on the tailpipes of Bailey Jean in that 14B. And again, Kelsey Carpenter continuing to hold the point, while Trevor Cook continues to chase Kelsey, but he just can't get within striking distance. Or what I should say, can't find a way to get to threaten for a pass for that lead, but he solidly holds on to the second spot. Kelsey continues to drive his typical smooth race around Skagit Speedway. And now Bailey Jean, this one's over, folks, and Jamie Barnes got by Bailey Jean, and the order was your winner, 79K, Kelsey Carpenter, followed by the 22X of Trevor Cook in the second spot. The 44 of Jake Hessel, good run, moved into the third spot. The 06J of Jamie Barnes claimed the fourth spot, and in the fifth spot, the 14B of Bailey Jean. And here we go with your feature race for your modifieds for the mid-season championship. 14-car field. They hit the chalk, they hit the green, and we are racing. Kevin Smith in 7K, he's going to lead the first circuit, followed by Craig Moore in the 51 in the second spot. And then the rest of the field starting to do battle. The modifieds, they're loud, and I like the modifieds because they you get oftentimes some really side-by-side close racing with them. Some people think that they're a little boring because we got one that went around, brings out our first caution. Anyway, so we'll do the restart with Kevin Smith on the point. And anyway, I was saying that some people think the modifieds are a little too slow and spin out all the time, but they get around the track at a pretty good pace, and I kind of like them. Oh, we got a bunch of them that just came together, and I'm not sure what happened there, whether we got a car that lost an engine and suddenly came to a stop, and looks like about 4 cars came together. That's the 95 of Brandon Nutter, and you can see he sustained some sheet metal damage. So it does look like we lost one competitor. As we're back to our restart, and away we go, and once again Kevin Smith on the lead. Shot of the 27 car. Lawrence O'Connor, he started dead last, and I do believe he's already moved his way through the field. Oh, and we got Gunderson, who has door-to-door contact with the, looks like, I'm not sure. Obviously it was a purple car, but they're hanging in there. So, just side-by-side blow. They continue racing, and Lawrence O'Connor now has moved up into the third spot as he's beginning to put pressure on the 51M of Craig Moore. Connor goes down low in turns 1 and 2, the drag race down the backstretch. Connor keeps it low into 3 and 4, and we've got another caution. Not sure what brought out that caution, but it was a 95 car. Looks like he got it going the wrong way coming out of turns 4. So that may have negated the initial pass by O'Connor on Craig Moore. Craig Moore lines up on the inside, Craig Moore on the outside. Connor now goes up high. There's a couple of cars again bang and bump each other in that positions for 4th, 5th, and 6th. So Gunderson is finding himself with a couple of incidents of contact going on. Meanwhile, Lawrence O'Connor has gotten by Craig Moore. He's moved into the 2nd spot, and now he's trying to chase down your leader, the 7K of Kevin Smith. Shot of your leader, the 7K, Kevin Smith, and and Lawrence O'Connor giving chase in the 2nd spot. O'Connor trying to find traction up there off the cushion. And Ben Gunderson gets it turned around, plants the car, stops it mid-track. Fortunately, everybody was able to miss him. Once again, we have another restart. And once again, this puts O'Connor on the outside of Greg Moore. Greg Moore on the inside, with Kevin Smith continuing to lead this. So far, Kevin Smith has led every lap. And Connor, coming out of turn 4, puts away Craig Moore for that 2nd spot. And once again, begins his attempt to chase down Kevin Smith. And we watch the rest of the field as they negotiate their way around the track. Well, it looks like Connor might be gaining a little bit of distance on Kevin Smith. Craig Moore solidly holding that 3rd spot. And we got another one that goes around, brings out yet another caution, so we will have a restart. And this time Lawrence O'Connor is on the inside of Craig Moore. It doesn't take him long to work his way back in to hold on to that 2nd spot. Cliff Ballinger in the 23 car now has moved into the 4th spot. Gunderson has worked his way through traffic, and now he's up to the 6th spot. Excuse me, he's up to 5th spot, I do believe. So Gunderson, having recovered from his spin, is working his way up towards a top 5 finish, so he hopes. Meanwhile, it continues to be Kevin Smith, not Rick Smith, that's his brother, Kevin Smith, who continues to show the way in this feature race. The 23 car of Cliff Ballinger has managed to get by Craig Moore and is currently running in that 3rd spot. And I apologize for calling Cliff Ballinger. It's Ballinger in the 23 purple car. And Kevin Smith continues to hold that point as now Lawrence O'Connor begins to get within striking distance of Kevin Smith. So, can Lawrence make the pass? Can O'Connor make the pass? He's definitely on the tailpipes. Oh, and he goes down low. He's side by side with Kevin Smith, and it looks like, yeah, he's going to make this one stick. And we have a new leader, and that is Lawrence O'Connor in the 27 car. Kevin Smith now in the second spot. And Craig Moore has gotten himself back into the third position as he got around Cliff Ballinger. Adam Holtrip, he's running in the 5th spot, while Ben Gunderson is in the 6th spot. And your leader up front gets the white flag, 1 to go. Down the backstretch, he's got turns 3 and 4. And bringing this one home, your winner in the 27 is Lawrence O'Connor. The 2nd spot, the 7K of Kevin Smith. In the 3rd spot, the 51M of Craig Moore. In the 4th spot, the 23 of Cliff Ballinger. And in the 5th spot, the 23H of Adam Holtrip. And Ben Gunderson in the 6th spot.
Give him a second to get a drink of water in him. We'll bring him up to the front of the race car. The always colorful Lawrence O'Connor, and I'll tell you what, we've had some good showings here at this racetrack, but last to first, can't beat that.
That was pretty tough. I wasn't sure if I was going to run it down, but then we found some rubber down there in 3 and 4, so we reeled them in. And, I really felt bad for Kevin. He didn't win.
Hey, I'll tell you what a race of patience for you. Starting behind, you got to get through the back of that field, which the back of the field can be very, very tricky here in this modified division. You got a lot of rookies, you got a lot of guys still learning some car control. You pick them off and then really have to search around to find your line. When you finally found it, the car came to life.
Yeah, we kind of went through the middle of the back couple of rows there right off the bat. So that sort of cleared those guys behind me. But yeah, something I'm doing a little bit sketchy. So it was nice to get those guys behind me, and then I had the 5 or 6 other good guys in front of me, so it was just a matter of picking them off. A little out of breath, like 6
You don't look a day over 59, and you still hustle this race car around like a guy in his mid-20s. What a great win for you tonight, coming off a relatively rough Wild West modified Speedway. This is a hell of a confidence quite a bit.
Yeah, we were down California, Oregon, the last week and a half. Running every night at the racetracks. It was pretty good. We made most of the features, most of the redraws. We didn't win anything, but it's like the best in the West Coast coming up, so just to make the features is pretty fun.
She's got the history.
Thanks a lot of my son Parker. We almost never got to the races. It's been a couple years since he came down with me tonight, so encourage you, Parker. Thanks, buddy. I'll see you back in the pits, and I'm sure about it.
Sounds good. Ladies and gentlemen, get loud. Lawrence O'Connor, here in the modified division at Skagit Speedway.
And here we go with your 360 feature race for your mid-season championship. Not a lot of cars in the field. The field was comprised of 11 competitors. However, up front, Eric Fisher and oh sure, why did I suddenly forget his name? Oh, Colton Heath. Oh my goodness, Colton's going to be upset with me. Colton Heath go at it pretty good. Eric Fisher in the 59 car. He went to the point, and he's your leader. His initial circuits wind their way around. And the 33 of Colton Heath in that black and blue car, he is all over Eric Fisher, trying to get by him. So these two are no strangers to each other. They race each other quite frequently throughout the Pacific Northwest. They not just at Skagit, they'll race down at Elma and of course over at Yakima, and both drivers race in the Summer Thunder Series, and they go at it pretty good, pretty hard. Colton, he's trying the low side, he's trying the high side, and he just can't quite overcome the momentum of Fisher. Fisher is doing a good job of keeping that momentum up. And now we switch over to a couple of the other cars that are in the field. And another shot of Colton Heath as he's lost a little bit of ground to the 59 of Eric Fisher. Eric Fisher is about to get into some lap traffic. Fisher up high onto the cushion and runs that momentum off the cushion and is able to keep Colton Heath at bay. And first place, second place, our leaders start coming into a bit of traffic. Jared Peterson in the AP, that white car right there, he's in the third spot. He's holding it down. Pretty much all the action in this race was up front between Eric Fisher and Colton Heath. Once things settled out there wasn't a great deal of passing or competition in the rest of the field. That wasn't to say that they weren't racing, it's just that they pretty much stayed put in line for pretty much most of the race, except when the leaders came up and caught a lapper and would go by him. So Eric Fisher, he's doing everything he can, and he's doing it right to keep Colton Heath in that second spot. Now a bit of a change up as Colton goes up to the high side and turns 3 and 4, and Fisher's down low. So again, Fisher and Heath, they're putting on a whale of a show for that first and second spot. And now Colton Heath, he is up on the high side all the way around the track and trying to get just enough momentum to get by Fisher, and he just can't quite get it done. So in this particular feature race, we pretty much just stayed with your two leaders. We had a car that found its way onto its side. So that brings out the yellow. So here we go with the restart. And Fisher and Heath take up where they left off. Fisher at the point with Colton Heath giving chase. And Colton Heath is slowing and comes to a stop. And that kind of was what this race, how it ended up. Colton Heath was not able to restart. So they're going to end up the winner, the 59 with Eric Fisher. In the second spot, the 8P of Jared Peterson. In the third spot, the 17 of Cam Smith. In the fourth spot, the 10L of Brock Lemley. And in the fifth spot, the 96 of Craig Hamilton. Hey, we hope that you enjoy watching our racing videos. 2019 season is rapidly approaching. And of course, we're going to be bringing you as many 2019 races as we can. So until our next video, be safe and thanks for watching.